This is how I promote every one of my songs on Spotify, and it only takes me minutes. Hey, it's John here at Hyped It. When I put out a new song on Spotify, my goal usually is to get as many listeners and streams and fans for that song as I possibly can. Over the years, I've tried tons of different ways to promote my music. Social media, playlist promotion, hiring a promoter, but nothing has been able to give me consistently the same great results that I'm getting with laser-targeted music ads on Instagram and Facebook. These are just absolutely magic because Instagram and Facebook are able to show my ads to a laser-targeted audience of music fans who already love my genre. I don't have to convince them of old school piano house music. They already love that. All I have to do is introduce them to me as an artist, and this makes them such an amazing captive audience. And because they are such engaged fans, and oftentimes like my music, become fans or repeat stream my music or following my playlist, and then Spotify notices all these positive signals and supports my music further with more listeners and more streams and more fans now coming through Discover Weekly and Spotify Radio and Release Radar. So I absolutely love the ads game in order to promote music on Spotify. And that's why I want to walk you through exactly what I do when I launch a campaign for a new song. I believe the tool and process I use is the easiest and fastest way to launch high impact ad campaigns on Instagram and Facebook. In the past, I did everything through Facebook Ads Manager with its gazillion settings and knobs and switches and dials, and you have no idea what's going on unless you turn yourself into a professional marketer. But this is now way easier because I've taken all the knowledge and experience from running these ads manually to now bring it into Hyped It and use software and automation to do it all automatically. Saves me a ton of time, makes my campaigns perform better, and that's why I'm excited to share this with you. I'm gonna walk you through the entire process. I'm gonna answer some of the most frequently asked questions that I'm getting along the way. And in order to do this, let's hop over to my screen and jump right in. I'm logged into Hyped It right now. I'm on my dashboard, and in order to launch a new campaign, all I gotta do is click on New Campaign over here. Now this gives me all the campaign options currently available. My number one favorite campaign template is this one here, Grow My Spotify Playlist, because it does a couple amazing things all at the same time. First of all, it allows you to send lots of listeners and streams to a particular song of yours, but because you can have that song on a playlist, that campaign will also grow fans and followers of that playlist. So that creates a promotional asset that you can use all the time in the future. You can just add more tracks to the playlist and they instantly have a built-in audience from the playlist. And then the third benefit is that I have lots of other songs of mine on that playlist. So by promoting my target song on a playlist with lots of other songs of mine on that playlist, it means that if fans don't do anything, it just goes to another song of mine, to another song of mine, to another song of mine. So I see an amazing streams to listeners ratio just by promoting my music on a Spotify playlist. So this is the template that I love the most. And so for this demo, I'm going to select it. Now in step number one, all I have to do is connect to Facebook. I'm already connected here. If you come to this page for the first time, it's not going to say reconnect, it's going to say connect, but it's going to be the same thing. And all you got to do is select your Facebook fan page for you as an artist or as a band, the Instagram account for you as an artist or as a band, and then the Facebook ad account and the pixel that you want to use. Now, one of the most frequently asked questions that I'm getting on this step of the ad automation is this one here. Can I use another Facebook page, Instagram account, ad account, and pixel, even if I have an existing campaign that's already using a different Facebook page, Instagram account, ad account, or pixel? And the answer is yes. So if you're using Hyped It, and let's say you have a solo project, but then you also have a project with a band, and you use different fan pages and Instagram accounts and ad accounts and pixels for your solo project and your band, you can definitely select different ones every time you create a new ad campaign. That's actually why these drop-down menus here are visible. So it's no problem at all in your Hyped It account to promote your solo project and your band project using different Facebook and Instagram assets for any of your campaigns. Moving on to the next section, music. This is where I have to identify the song and the playlist that I want to promote, starting with the playlist. So I'm going to promote the song Beat on My Heart and I'm gonna promote it off of my This Is John Gold playlist. So all I have to do here is click on share, copy link to the playlist, and then I'm gonna paste it in here. And now Hyped It's asking, okay, so what's the song on this playlist you wanna promote? It's Beat on My Heart. So again, share, copy song link, and I'm gonna come over here and paste it in. So Hyped It automatically imports the name of the artist, the name of the song. So all I have to do is tell Hyped It what's the genre of the song. And this one here is Deep House. So I'm gonna search for this and type it in. Now, one of the most frequently asked questions I'm getting about the music section here is this one. John, what if I can't find my genre from the list? And what this refers to is that if you open up the drop-down menu here, there is a list of genres registered and Hyped It. And so what do you do if your genre doesn't appear in the list? And the answer is you want to pick the genre that comes closest. So I'm going to use myself as an example here. Even though I put in Deep House, my song Beat on My Heart is really old school piano house. But that is such a niche genre that just doesn't exist on this list. So what I'm doing is I'm thinking about, okay, under which umbrella genre would that niche genre fall? And in this particular case for me, that's Deep House. And you can just do the same. If your song is in a genre that's very niche and that doesn't appear on this list here, just think about, okay, what is the next biggest umbrella genre that it falls under? And then select this one from the list. And with that said, we're ready to go next. In the ad section, Hyped It helps me to generate the actual ad creative that is going to be shown on Instagram and Facebook in order to attract those die-hard fans over to my music on Spotify. And a frequently asked question that is coming up here sometimes is, can I use my own ad videos? And the answer to this is yes. If you don't want to run these campaigns with the default videos that Hyped It generates for you, which is actually what I'm using because they have consistently given me the best results, you can absolutely upload your own videos. All you gotta do is flip from the Create tab here to the Upload tab. Then you have the ability to upload 1 to 3 videos, each 15 to 60 seconds long, and they will appear in your ads. Now, as I said, I love to use the Create feature because those ads have consistently given me the best results. And that's why I want to walk you through how this works here. They're really just 3 pieces coming together. The first one being the cover art, that's already been imported. The second one being a video effect. So I can click here and select from any of the video effects available. I can hover over this here and see what these look like in motion. I think we're going to use something like this, Disco Strobes, for this song. And then the third piece is simply an upload of the audio for the song. So all I'm gonna do is come over here to my second screen and I'm gonna drag over the full MP3 of that song. And if you wanted to use a WAV file instead of an MP3, that would work as well, of course. Now what I have to do here next is I have to select 3 audio snippets of the song that highlight some of the most exciting moments of the song. Think about it like a movie trailer to a Hollywood feature film, right? The movie trailer would just pick some of the most exciting moments of the movie, and that gets fans so excited that they want to watch the full movie. And we're doing the same here with music. We're grabbing some of the most exciting audio moments of the song, and that gets our fans so excited that they want to come over to Spotify and then listen to the full song. And all I have to do is click this little slider here, move it around, and then whenever I have a section that I want to preview, click play, and if I like it, then I just hit create video and it's going to create an ad video with the audio of that section. These can be 15 seconds to 60 seconds long. I usually keep it on the default, which is 30 seconds. So let me do this real quick. All right, I now selected 3 audio snippets, and that means Hyped is generating 3 separate ad videos that are going to run on Instagram and Facebook. And one of the most frequently asked questions on this is, why do I need to pick 3 audio previews? And the answer simply is that not every preview of your song is able to attract fans like the others. What I found out over time from running, hundreds and hundreds of music ads is that I'm oftentimes surprised that the part of the song that I thought was the best part and the one that would attract the most fans actually isn't. It's another part. And so the best way to maximize your chances of using an audio preview that is most powerful at attracting the maximum number of fans over to your song on Spotify is to just run multiple videos. and preview different parts of the song, and then let the algorithm and the AI just figure out which one is the best one just based on the data and the performance of these individual snippets. So you don't have to do anything here in order to analyze this. All you want to do is select what you think are the 3 best moments and then let the technology do the rest. And with this out of the way, I'm ready to go next and select the countries where I want my ads to run. This defaults to tier 1 and tier 2 countries, and I've consistently gotten the best results with this default setting, so I'm not gonna mess around with this and keep it. Now, one of the frequently asked questions that is coming up about the country section is, when is it best to just use a single country? And my answer to this is, I would only use a single country on this list if you are trying to give concerts and tour in that specific country, and it's most important that your fan base is all built in that one country. But if your number one goal is to just maximize the number of listeners and streams and fans that you're getting on Spotify, I would keep the tier 1 and tier 2 country selection that's coming up here by default. Again, that has given me the biggest results consistently for my songs. And so that's what I've been using, I think, on pretty much all my campaigns. With that said, I'm gonna go next, getting to the interest section. This is where Hyped helps me to identify the targeting settings that are gonna be used for my ads on Instagram and Facebook in order to make sure that the audience that sees my ads is very, very likely to be fans of my genre, of my sound, or my style of music. And the way this is done is that it starts with me identifying 3 to 10 sound-alike artists for my music. So all I have to do is type these in here. So I'm gonna start with Mark Knight. There's Mark, Bob Sinclair, and Low Steppa. There you go. And once I've input my sound-alike artist, all I have to do is click on generate interests here. And then the algorithm is gonna now analyze my selection, gonna come back with suggested targeting interests for Instagram and Facebook. And here's what it generated: Deep House, Bob Sinclair, Mark Knight, Eric Prydz, Sebastian Ingrosso. So I love those. I think these are a great match. And I'm just gonna keep those and run my ads with those. But a question that comes up frequently here is, what do I do if Hyped shows an interest that doesn't seem related to my music? And the answer to the question then is simply delete it. You can hover over any of these interests here, just click the X and it's gonna delete it out. So let's say I didn't want Eric Prydz, which I actually do, but just for this example, I could just click here and it would go away. And it automatically gives me an option to add back another interest. So I could click on add more here, and I could search any interest that I can see related to my music. That could be artists, that could be music festivals, that could be record labels, that could be other interests known to attract fans of my music. But in this particular case, I'm just gonna put Eric Prydz back. So I'm just gonna search him here and add him back. So this is how you can modify the generated interests if you ever wanted to. And with this said, I'm gonna go next. Now I'm in the budget section, and this defaults to the minimum daily budget required by Facebook and Instagram to run these ads, which in the US for the type of campaign that Hyped will generate is $5. Now, one of the frequently asked questions I'm getting on the budget section is, should I launch my campaign with a higher budget to get bigger results fast? And my answer to this is, you could, but I don't usually do this for my music. The reason is that when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads, one of the biggest benefits is that there are AI and algorithms constantly learning about how these ads perform, and therefore improve the performance of these ads over time, just based on the data that is coming in. Now, when you launch a new campaign, it doesn't have any data yet. It didn't have any time to be optimized yet. And that means that the results of a campaign usually get better over time. And so if I'm wondering, hey, does it make sense to increase the budget for my campaign? I will want to increase the budget later down the road when the campaign has had a chance to optimize, because I'm gonna get more listeners, streams, and fans for my higher budget then. So best practice for me is to keep my budget low in the beginning, and as the campaign learns, improves, and the performance gets better and better, this is when I'm thinking about increasing the budget. With that said, I'm gonna go next. Now, the advanced settings is usually something that I recommend to skip because most artists get the best results with just the default settings that Hyped makes. But there's one frequently asked question that I want to talk about here, and that is, can I use my own ad text? And the answer to that question is yes. if you don't like the ad text that Hyped automatically generates for you, and again, the reason why we use this text is because we've seen it perform incredibly well. So it's important to understand that there sometimes might be a difference between a personal preference for something and then what has proven to perform great in music ads. But if you still wanted to modify the text, and a great reason for this, for example, is if you make music in a particular language, and you don't actually want your ad to run in English, but you want it to, let's say, run in German, because you make music with German lyrics and you're only trying to attract a German-speaking audience, then you can set all of this up in the advanced settings here. And all you'd have to do is click into the add text box here, and this is where you can modify the text. I'm just going to say this is my new text here as a demo. You can also modify your headline. This is my new headline. And you can see here on the right side in the preview, now the new text and the new headline are reflected. And then here you can select the language. So in my particular case, obviously, I recorded this in English, but if I had translated everything into German, I would just select German from this box here. And with that, Hyped would create a campaign that only shows to music fans that use the German version of Instagram and Facebook. And that would give you a language match and make sure that the audience that sees your ads actually can understand the language in your ad text and then in your lyrics. And with this, all I have to do is go next. This is the confirmation section. I see all my settings over here, and I'm just going to confirm that I'm ready to launch this campaign, save it as a draft, and then publish it. Now, this is when Hyped goes out. It uploads the ads, it uploads all the settings, it sets up the entire campaigns, the ad sets, and the ad creatives. And when that's done, then the campaign's published and ready to go live. So all I have to do now is wait for Facebook to review my ad campaign, make it live, and then I'm gonna instantly get more listeners, more streams, and more fans over to my song and my playlist on Spotify. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell icon below, so you can get more videos like this on YouTube about how to get more listeners and streams and fans for your music on Spotify. And if you'd love to give this way of running high impact music ads on Instagram and Facebook a try in order to grow more listeners and streams and fans for your own music, and dive much deeper into this, where it's not just about the first campaign, but the full process of how I went from literally 0 streams and fans and listeners on Spotify to now millions of streams, then you might enjoy what's inside a program I call the Spotify Growth Switch. There's more info about it coming up right here, so stay tuned if you'd like to learn more. Want to get your music heard on Spotify with AI? I just launched a brand new video training program called the Spotify Growth Switch, where I show you how to start growing real listeners, real fans, and real streams on Spotify in less than 10 minutes using software and AI. I've used the Spotify Growth Switch system to now grow my music to over 7 million streams and tens of thousands of monthly listeners on Spotify. This works for any music genre. It gets you real fans and listeners super fast, and it's extremely easy to set up, literally just like flipping a spotlight switch for your music. Despite using AI, you don't need to know nothing about tech stuff in order to be successful with this. I've had the tremendous privilege of helping multiple tens of thousands of music artists grow their music on Spotify, many of which have grown to much larger numbers, lots more listeners, lots more streams than I have using the systems that I've taught. Makes me so proud of their success. And so if you want to get more real listeners, real fans, and real streams for your music fast using state-of-the-art software and AI, then click the link below this video and check out the Spotify Growth Switch. I can't wait to help you grow your music on Spotify, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.